Are there ways you would have rather attacked that, or is it just a matter of getting some of those threes that you guys put up to go?
Yes, and sometimes comes down to making shots. You know, especially in the first half, we guarded well enough, holding them to 41. And if you make a few shots, you're probably up double figures. And so the other way we like to attack is get stops and get out. And I think that's when we built our biggest lead, the 7-point lead. We got some stops and got out in transition. So one of those areas, offensive rebounds, transition. Obviously, individuals got to shoot the ball a little bit better, and you're in a good spot. But put a lot of pressure on your defense when you're not making shots like that.
Coach, I think this is now the third game this month that you guys have scored under 100 points. Is it just as simple as not hitting those open threes and shots, or are there other things that are not clicking offensively?
A little bit of both. I think the turnovers hurt us in the first half. Like I said, when we built the 7-point lead, we had back-to-back turnovers that got them out in transition where they hit a three there, and the lead kind of dissipated pretty quickly. So taking care of the ball against a team that, packs the paint and gets a lot of steals and turnovers, that would help. But, sometimes, like I said, it just comes down to making shots. If they're going to dare you to make shots, your wide open looks, you got to hit those. But we try to play with faster pace, crash the offensive glass like we did, like we've done all year, and that still kept us afloat until our defense kind of broke down in the third quarter.
Let's go to Tim Bontemps in the back.
Ime, to that point, I was going to ask you, was the biggest thing that shifted in the second half that they started to knock down some shots, or did they do anything differently to create some of those breakdowns you mentioned defensively?
I think the turnovers helped them get out a little bit and get going. But they did make some more shots. I think there were 2 for 18 at halftime. We were 4 for 19. And so both teams were missing, and they were the team to start making them more so. But, to hold them to 41 in that first half and then give up 34 in that quarter, our defense started to give up a little bit there. We scored 27, so we actually were scoring better in that quarter. But they got it going from 3, and that was a major difference. So then, the fouls on three-pointers hurt us too, 9 points on 3 fouls on three-point shooters. And so that was the difference in that third quarter.
Back to Jonathan.
You've talked about the benefits you hope to find in some of these cup games, the atmosphere and so on. What do you want your guys to take from this or to learn from this?
I mean, that it's a heightened situation. It's a playoff atmosphere, and everybody's playing to move on, obviously. And so you got to bring your A game. Obviously, when you look at the stats, look down the stat sheet, I would say Ime and Tari really brought their A game off the bench. Other than that, we really struggled, some of the starters. And so you got to play better in certain situations like this. And once SGA and Williams and Dort hit some big threes, once they got to go in the second half, that was really the difference. A few other guys scored the ball better than ours.
You talked about trying to play with pace. I think there was a moment in the fourth quarter. You guys are down 84-79, and then over the minute they go on an 8-0 run. During that minute, do you recall what was wrong in terms of, was it the spacing or was it the pace you were trying to play with? Like, what was going on?
No, I think Fred got a wide open 3 in transition that would have cut it to 2. Like you said, they were up 84-79. He had a wide open 3 from the high quadrant that would have cut it to 82-84. Missed that, and they got out on the break again. And so, it was more of the same, honestly, that really hurt us in that quarter. Battled our way back, hadn't been playing well. We talked about in that timeout that they called that it's a 5-point game, and we haven't really played well at all, especially offensively. And so to see it go back the other way, obviously, was due to some of our errors, but we also missed some wide open shots, especially in transition.
Tamara over here.
Coach, a bit of a broader question. Yesterday, Jabari was talking about, last year maybe having expectations to be good right away, and maybe skipping steps a little bit. This season, how have you seen those steps maybe not be skipped and maybe just doing it the right way, I guess you could say?
Yeah, I mean, we have a year under our belt that we saw what worked well for us, and so we could kind of reiterate those same points, and guys haven't done it for the first time, so I don't think there was a stress on us to be good right away last year. That wasn't really the expectation. It was to take a step, which we did, going from 22 to 41 wins, and being more competitive overall. But there wasn't our goal was the playoffs. We fell a little short of that, but it wasn't any added pressure on them as far as that. I think we made the right steps and then came into this year, obviously doing more of the same. And so a year under our belt, seeing success late in the season last year really helped propel us at the start of the season.
Any other questions for Coach? Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.